with Loving Life's Little Blessings, and we're going to be making a card using this stamp set today. This is called Hello Life. It's in the New Occasions catalog. If you guys need a catalog, a Stampin' Up! Catalog, either the annual catalog or the occasions catalog, please feel free to contact me. You can always get to my website by clicking right up here. It takes you to my coordinating blog post, and there's not only a supply list, but if you need to contact me for a catalog or any other items, then I can help you. So we're using this stamp set today, and this stamp set has this sentiment, and it is quite large. You can see it's already on this block. And so I thought I would do some watercoloring. Watercoloring has been very popular recently, and I wanted just to try out some techniques that I've seen. I've seen Christina Warner do them. I've seen Simon Says Stamps, some people from Simon Says Stamps doing them. So I just thought I would just give it a try and do kind of what they're doing. So I'm using 3 different colors of yellow here. I'm using Hello Honey, So Saffron, and Crushed Curry. And all I've done is taken my ink pads and I've just smushed them together, and that gives me some ink up here. Okay, so same thing, you just close them up, pinch them together. Kind of sounds like they break sometimes, but they don't. And then you have some ink up here to work with. So I have these setting aside over here. With my So Saffron, I did take a little bit of my re-inker and just put it down on the actual stamp pad lid, because So Saffron is so light. I was just having a kind of a hard time getting enough ink up here. So those are over there. I then have 2 aqua painters. These are just brushes, and they have water in the base of them, so I'm using that. Then we're going to be using Bermuda Bay, and that's opened over here. And then I have some watercolor paper, some of these clear epoxy stickers that are in the occasion catalog, and then let's see what else. Oh, and then I'm going to be using some of these the sequence ribbon. So let's get started, and literally this is just the exact same technique I've seen several different people do. I'm not starting by taping my piece of water paper down, and that's just simply because I don't have any tape to tape it down. So I'm just taking some water, and I'm just putting water all over this piece, just like I've seen them do. And my paper is going to warp and kind of see, it's already starting to come up. And I'm just pressing the base of this a lot because I just want to get a lot of water down. Then I'm using a different brush, and I'm just going to go into my ink, and I'm just kind of letting it go all over. And I'm kind of holding mine down, but I really just wanted to cover this whole piece with yellow. And when I saw a couple of the other videos, I kind of immediately thought about yellow, doing this with yellow right away. And I don't know why. Yellow and Bermuda Bay. So now this is Crushed Curry on the bottom here. And then I'm going to come in with some Hello Honey, which is a lot darker. I'm going in a diagonal. Let me zoom in for you guys. See that it's so wet that it is kind of, it's popping up. It's warping the paper. So then now I'm going to come in with So Saffron up here in the corner. And you'll notice that I started with So Saffron kind of in the middle. And then I did Crushed Curry down here. And let that go up. And then I did Hello Honey here in the middle over that So Saffron. And then I'm doing the So Saffron right up in the corner to fade it out. So then I'm just gonna go back and go over all of it and start letting everything blend in together. And I really want it not to go all the way to the edges. You can see there's some of it that's not quite over there. That's really what I want, and I just want it to all kind of blend together. So then I'm just gonna take my heat tool and I'm gonna go ahead and heat this up so it will dry. So you can see that that flattened it out quite a bit, but it's still warped because I didn't tape mine down. You can just use painter's tape to tape it down as something that will release from the paper. I just don't have any, so I just didn't do it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and bring over a piece of scrap paper. I have grid paper here, and you can see that it dried much lighter than it was when it was wet. So when you're using watercolors, it's going to dry a little bit lighter. So now what I wanna do is just take some of my crushed curry, and I'm just dipping it in my ink here, really picking up some color. And then I'm just gonna take my finger and hit it on there. Okay, so this is dry. So on Dawn Griffith's page, she posted a video of her and Shelly Gardner stamping. And Shelly Gardner actually had said that you could do this, and I didn't know that you could do it. So I thought I would try it. And the little tip is that you can emboss with just the regular ink pads. So what I have here is I have some clear glittery embossing powder that we're gonna use, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up because you're gonna wanna do this pretty quickly. Then I have the stamp on my block, and I'm gonna just ink it up this way, and I'm really going to ink it up. Like, I usually do not smash my ink pads into my stamps so much because these are the firm foam ink pads and you don't need to, but I'm really pressing this in, and I really want that stamp to pick up all the ink it can, okay? And you can see I got it all over my block and everything. So now just right down here on my watercolor piece, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it. And I'm not sure it came out perfectly straight because I'm not right over the piece of paper like I would be if I wasn't filming. So I'm just pressing that in, and it did pretty good. So right away, I'm gonna go ahead and dump this embossing powder over the stamped part. So we're going to tap that off, and then I'm even gonna tap it over here. Okay, so now I'm back. I've just cleaned everything up, put my embossing powder away, and moved the piece of paper. And you can see that there is glitter on that image. Now, there's going to be embossing powder in other places because of the watercoloring. So all I'm gonna do is I am gonna go in and kind of remove all of that just from the broader areas. I'm not really worried if there's embossing powder on other places because it's clear and it's glittery. It's just going to add to the card. So let's go ahead and heat set this. Okay, so now you can see that color almost matches my nails, you guys. Just about. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now because I heat set that on that side, I am gonna flip this over and use my heat tool to unwarp it. To bring a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock over, and it just opens like this. We're gonna use the ATG gun because it is a much stronger adhesive. And let me just show you guys, for this card, I'm gonna put it right on all 4 of the edges. And then 2 down the middle and then 2 across. So that should hold it pretty good, but we're gonna have to be very careful when we put this on the card base because it's gonna stick really, really good. Was a little shorter than 5.5. I used a piece of watercolor paper that I had left, and it wasn't quite 5.5. So the watercolor piece is 4 1/4 by, it's a little over 5. It was just an odd piece. So that's okay, I really don't mind. And I kind of did get it crooked on here, you guys. See, but there's no way that ATG is going to come up. So I'm just kind of folding this because it is a little warped, but it goes down fine. Okay, so now that we have this part, we're going to take one of our clear epoxy stickers. We're going to take one of these hearts. You can color these with your blendabilities, and we have the blendability markers that we have a Bermuda Bay one, so it would look pretty if we did that, but I'm just going to leave it clear. And then we're going to take some of this. We'll cut it. And then these are going to slide right off. So we're going to make a little pile right up. Okay, so here is the card. You can barely see this right down here, but I love the way it turned out. And that watercoloring looks awesome. And I love that the sentiment just has a little bit of shine to it. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. Make sure you head over to my website so you can see photos of this. And I will be back later this week. Thanks, guys.
If you wanna play, make it a better place. It'll take creation, imagination. Try to draw out